I am Daniel Lucas, and welcome to Music 101. Music 101 is created to empower music itself and, of course, a legendary icon in the music industry. And, of course, my partner in crime in music, Mr. Mick Smith. Oh my
Yes,
goodness, the doctor of digital.
musical crime partner.
Musical crime partner. So, how are you, Mr. Mick?
I can't complain because no one's listening, but I'm getting excited for something we're not going to talk about today, which is Christmas. These are holiday songs, but not exactly Christmas songs.
Yes, yes, Christmas, Christmas once again. So, what is your idea when the winter is coming, Mr. Mick?
Sure, and I thought this might be something to take a look at. So everybody knows there's plenty of Christmas songs because there certainly are, and I started looking at them. But we're going to go over seasonal or holiday songs that are about the time of the year, but don't mention what is arguably the most important holiday of the year, Christmas. And that's what most people think of. So when we think of holiday music, Christmas songs dominate the playlist. However, there's a rich tapestry of seasonal songs that capture the essence of winter or the joy, mood, or fun of the holiday season without directly referencing Christmas. So these songs may evoke feelings of warmth, nostalgia, togetherness, or even moodiness or a downbeat feeling during winter or bad stormy weather. But the episode explores the charm and significance of these seasonal songs that brings people together, regardless of the specific holiday traditions. In conclusion, would you want a cache of songs that are not directly about Christmas? And yeah, how about that other holiday, Hanukkah?
Yes, for sure. Can we give a drum rolls because Christmas is coming? Where's our drum rolls? We love Christmas. Where's
We
my
do.
drum rolls? I'm looking for it. Oh, a drum joke.
I'm making one.
Oh, Christmas. Some Mr. Make, what is the allure or even the downcast feeling of winter?
Sure, winter is a season that's inspired countless artists and songwriters. The crisp air, the sight of snowflakes gently falling, and the comfort of gathering with loved ones creates a unique atmosphere that deserves to be celebrated. Seasonal songs that focus on winter frequently highlight the beauty of nature, the joy of togetherness, and the warmth of human connections. And these themes resonate deeply with listeners, inviting them to reflect on their own experience during this magical time of year. In conclusion, sometimes the seasonal reflections are less than ideal, and fall and winter have also been associated with downcast moods. In conclusion, what's your pleasure? Take your pick.
Take your pick, people. And I want to try again the drum roll. I will take a pick, a drum joke.
Here we go. I
Yes.
heard it.
That'll be awesome. So in the fall, we are in the midst of the holiday season. But what songs are not specifically about Christmas?
Sure, there's holiday songs from various genres that are not specifically about Christmas. So one that's a very famous song during this time of year is Let It Snow, Let It Snow. But Frank Sinatra is a famous version of it, but it's not Christmas specific. The opening lines are Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. The weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since
Yes.
we've no place to go, let it snow,
No,
let it
no.
snow, let it snow. So this was a timeless holiday classic performed by the legendary Frank Sinatra, recorded in 1945. This song became a staple of the holiday season with its catchy melody and witty lyrics penned by Sammy Kahn and Jewel Stein. Sinatra's smooth, velvety vocals bring the song to life as he croons about the joys of a snowy winter's night. The imagery of a couple snuggled up by the fire while snow falls outside evokes feelings of warmth and love, making it a perfect winter anthem. The song's laid back, jazzy arrangement featuring a lush orchestral backing and a subtle percussion adds to its charm. So, with its effortless, cool, and timeless appeal, Let It Snow is a holiday standard that continues to delight audiences to this day, making it a must play on any holiday playlist. So, how about
Yes.
Winter Weather by Benny
Mm.
Goodman? So, he recorded this in 1934 with vocalist Peggy Lee, And this version is the most well known and features Goodman's clarinet playing and Lee's vocals. And they too say, I love the winter weather, so the two of us can get together. There's nothing sweeter, finer when it's nice and cold. I can hold my baby close to me and collect the kisses that are due me. I love the winter weather because I've got my love to keep me warm. So there you have that sort of wintry feeling, but it's not specifically about Christmas. And this whole orchestra and of Goodman put a whole composition, number of them together, jazz standards, pop tunes, original compositions. And they, of course, were one of the most popular and influential jazz bands of the 30s. And this was one of their famous songs, so famous that then it was recorded by others. So, for example, there was a combination, a bit of a medley by Tony Bennett. I love the winter weather. I've got my love to keep me warm. So with those, you get some of the sense of people getting together and somehow enjoying the cold weather, but snuggling up to one another. Another one I want to mention about bad weather during this time of year is the classic Billie Holiday. So she had a number of jazzier winter songs that are not specifically about Christmas, but best bad weather. So stormy weather, and it's easy to blame the weather. Stormy Weather was recorded in 1952. Billie Holiday also, it's easy to blame the weather. And those
Excuse me.
lyrics are a bit different because here, instead of the snuggling up couple, there's a sense of loneliness and heartbreak and despair that's attributed to the tumultuous weather. So the stormy weather serves as a metaphor for the emotional turmoil and difficulties faced in a tumultuous relationship, which sometimes can happen during bad weather. So as Holiday sings about the rain pouring down and the dark clouds covering up the sun, it's clear that she's using the weather as a symbol for the challenges and hardships of love. By blaming the weather for her emotional state, Holiday is able to externalize her feelings of sadness and vulnerability, making it easier for her to cope with the pain of heartbreak. So, a number of those songs, just to mention, is people just, I don't think, give Billie Holiday enough credit because in addition to those songs, she's got a ton of really great songs. So God Bless the Child, Strange Fruit, Good Morning Heartache, Don't Explain, My Man, I'll Be Seeing You, Lady Sings the Blues, Fine and Mellow, Gloomy Sunday, Solitude, all great songs by the famous Billie Holiday. Just doesn't get enough recognitions. One of the greatest jazz vocalists of all time. Another
Yes.
song to mention, Sleigh Ride by the Ronettes, who we have talked about on Music 101 before. We had an episode on the Ronettes, the Crystals, and Phil Spector. So this is a winter song, Sleigh Ride, but it's not Christmas specific. Fun and festive winter song. The song's lyrics focus on the theme of fun and a romantic sleigh ride. Lines like dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh, over the fields we go, laughing all the
All the
way.
way.
Yeah, so you know the song. So it doesn't specifically mention Christmas. So it's a fun and energetic take on the traditional holiday song, catchy melody, infectious beat. It's who can beat the Ronettes, a signature harmonies led by the iconic vocals of Ronnie Spector. And so when we featured on Music 101, we got a little bit deeper in what she had been able to do with Phil Spector. But there's a playful and youthful energy to the song as they sing about the thrill of taking a sleigh ride through the snow. Doesn't that sound fun, especially if it's
Yes.
snowing? There's a driving rhythm section and jingle bells. It's a Phil Spector masterclass in creating a festive and lively atmosphere. So it's a holiday staple. It's sure to get you in the mood. But speaking of mood, how about Baby? It's Cold Outside. Now, this
Oh,
is a
wow.
classic
Yes.
winter song that's not specifically about Christmas, but it's a romantic duet between Ray Charles and Betty Carter. It's a great example of a winter song that's not Christmas specific. It's one of the sexiest and delightful songs ever. It's fun any time of year, but we can especially enjoy it during a cold, wintry night. Charles's version of Baby It's Cold Outside is a soulful and jazzy take on the song, with Charles's smooth vocals and piano playing complemented by Carter's sultry vocals. The song's lyrics about a romantic evening in and the cold weather outside is just a backdrop for the couple's cozy night in. The song's lyrics focus on the theme of a romantic encounter on a cold winter's night, with lyrics mentioning the cold weather, the need for a drink, and the reluctance of the female partner to leave. So it's a great example of a winter song not specifically about Christmas, and it's also a classic winter duet. So this sexy interplay between Charles and Carter is just delicious. Ray gently demurs every objection that Betty offers. So, baby, it's cold outside. I really can't stay. Baby, it's cold outside. I've got to go away. Baby, it's cold out there. This evening has been hoping you'd drop in. So
Yes.
very nice. I'll hold your
Mhm.
hands. They're just like ice. My mother will start to worry. Beautiful. What's your hurry? My father will be pacing the floor. Listen to that fireplace roar. That's a great part of his vocal right there.
Yes.
So I'd better scurry. Beautiful. Please don't hurry, but maybe just a half drink more. Why don't you put some records on while I pour? The neighbors might think, baby, it's bad out there. Say, what's in this drink? No cabs to be had out there. I wish I knew how. Your eyes are like starlight now. To break the spell, I'll take your hat. Your hair looks swell. I have to
Oh,
say,
wow.
see, it's so sexy and sultry. I mean, he just keeps going back and demurring. Every time Betty says something, it's, I got to go. Saying, no, it's just so cold out there. So he tries to keep her in. So great song, sultry, wintry, and they certainly enjoy themselves. It's one of the sexiest and the most sultry winter songs I can always think of. So one of the things he said, you might catch pneumonia and die. I really can't stay. Get over that. It's cold outside. So great song. And there's a takeoff on it. I just want to mention, not exactly a song, but back in the day in the 1980s, there was a WKRP in Cincinnati, a television show, and they called in one of their episodes, Baby, It's Cold Inside. They had lost the heat in this radio station. And it really reminded me of some of us on this interview who were in the radio in the 1970s. And it's very much like that because a lot of things went wrong. A lot of things didn't happen the way they were supposed to, but it was a little takeoff on that classic Charles song. Hey, there's another
Yes.
song too. Speaking of one of the most famous, is Earth, Wind, and Fire. They had a big hit with September 1975, but they also did a song that was almost exactly the same, except they changed the lyrics from September to, you might guess, December. And that's
Yes.
become a holiday classic. So if you know the song September, which was a big hit, just change the lyrics a little bit. And they don't actually mention Christmas. All they say is the 25th night of December. So that's as close as they get. Another song I want to mention is November Rain by Guns N' Roses. So it can be a little bit of lost love. You have Slash's inspired soaring guitar solo and the band's dramatic dynamics over a crescendo of a swirling string section backed by a powerful choir makes the song an instant classic. But it's kind of moody too, but it's also very tied in with the weather, especially in November as it starts to get cold. He says, when I look in your eyes, I can see a love restrained. But darling, when I hold you, don't you know I feel the same? Nothing lasts forever. And we both know hearts can change, and it's hard to hold a candle in the cold November rain. So
Right.
it's the couple trying to work things out, but it again kind of ties in with the November and the cold, and they're trying to work things out. So, another thing I want to mention, another terms of what else you can do during this time of year, is the fun songs and maybe a little bit blue. So, the middle three was a soul band in the 60s. And they say you got to be careful with the language because it's too blank early for Christmas. It's definitely not a Christmas song because they're thinking it's wait a minute, they're trying to enjoy the season before we get to Christmas because there are some other things, Halloween and of course Thanksgiving. But you got to be a little bit careful with songs, not appropriate for the young or tender-hearted, so a little bad lyrics in there. And it's interesting, they were brothers. Singer Calvin Lewis takes center stage as these three brothers make their plea for patience. And Marvin, one of the brothers, wouldn't sing lead on this. Calvin said of his brother in an interview, he wanted Christmas all year round, while Wendell and I, the other brothers, were Thanksgiving guys. And they worked hard and they went straight from Halloween to Christmas. And you might have noticed this, it's actually gotten worse over the years. They start playing Christmas music earlier and earlier every year, sometimes like Halloween and way before Christmas because they're at Thanksgiving, they're already playing Christmas music. So a little bit careful with that one now. These guys did get in trouble. And they actually, there's two versions of the song. And during 1965 and 66, where they recorded it, they were forced to go back in the studio and re-record their album. And so there's a clean radio edit as well too, because there's some bad language in there. So these guys were kind of funny too, because they were trying to make light of the season. They also have another song called Holiday Hours, because I guess these guys were working. They got annoyed with all the people who were coming at the last minute. So some funny songs, a little bit blue though. You got to be careful with the language. One other along these lines, Harvey, the chronically depressed snowman. So I kid you not, a song like that. A little more obscure by Merle Chives, and it also has some language. Got to be careful with that as well. But trying to have a little bit of songs that were fun, a little bit blue, but also some of the people were expressing, hey, we're not quite there at Christmas yet, so don't rush the season. And
Not
some of
yet.
these folks are trying to explain it a little bit. I can understand that because we want to give every holiday its own due. So all those songs, in conclusion, some funny, some downbeat because of the weather, and some getting ready for Big Christmas. So, in conclusion, that's a good summary, I believe.
Yes, yes, yes. So, because of snow, Mr. Mick, let's
Yeah,
do a drum roll.
right.
Let's check our drum roll if it's working. Oh yes, it's working. Okay, so is there an entire category of seasonal songs that are not about Christmas?
Yes, indeed. How about Hanukkah songs? So, they're not likely to be about Christmas. So,
Hanukkah.
Hanukkah. So, it's also known as the Festival of Lights, a Jewish holiday that commemorates the rededication of the Holy Temple in Jerusalem after the Maccabean revolt against the oppressive Seleucid Empire. So, according to tradition, the temple was rededicated on the 25th day of the Jewish month of Kislev, which usually falls late November or December. So it's about this time of year as well, too, tied in with Christmas, obviously. So the Maccabean revolt, led by Judah Maccabee and his brothers, took place in the second century BCE, and the temple was rededicated around 165 BCE. Now, this is a miracle. The miracle of Hanukkah is said that only a small amount of oil, enough to light the temple's menorah for only one day, lasted for 8 days, allowing the Jews to rekindle the sacred flames. As a result, Hanukkah is celebrated by lighting a menorah with 9 candles, each for one night, plus the shamash, which is used to light the other candles. Additionally, special foods like latkes and jelly filled donuts are enjoyed, and children often play a game called dreidel. So, the wintry season, which includes holidays like Christmas, Hanukkah, and New Year's, it's a time of reflection, celebration, and togetherness. It's a time of giving and receiving gifts, spending time with loved ones, and creating traditions that bring warmth and joy despite the cold weather outside. So many cultures and religions have their own traditions during this time. Common themes being peace, love, and hope prevail. The wintry season is a time to embrace the darkness of the winter months and look forward to the light and new beginnings that come with the start of the new year. So, along these lines, about Hanukkah, how about Adam Sandler? Oh, it's like you
Oh
just look at
yes.
this guy and just, it's funny, right? So,
Yes.
the Hanukkah song is a comedic and uplifting ode to the Jewish holiday of Hanukkah. In this song, Sandler humorously lists off various Jewish celebrities and figures to showcase the diversity and influence of the Jewish community. He also points out villains with the refrain, not Jewish.
Not
So
Jewish.
the song also pokes fun at the lack of representation of Hanukkah in popular culture compared to Christmas, while also celebrating the holiday in a very lighthearted and fun way. So it's become a beloved and iconic piece of Jewish pop culture, resonating with audiences of all ages and backgrounds. Through these clever lyrics and catchy tune, Sandler effectively captures the spirit and joy of Hanukkah. It's a fun and festive reminder of the significance of Hanukkah and the rich cultural heritage of the Jewish community. Another band called the Levies, they have an entire album of Hanukkah music. And one of the humorous and fun songs they've put out is How Do You Spell Hanukkah? Because, of course, we've seen it spelled with an H, we've spelled it with a C. Is it with one K? Is it with two Ks? Is it one H, two H's? So it's a fun look at just the simple spelling. Another song to mention on this album, Jewish Girls at the Matzah Ball. So a fun group. And I have to mention this too for another reason. Mr. Daniel, they're actually a Canadian group. So they were
Oh
formed in
wow.
the 1990s. Three members, Mark Schulman, Steve Schulman, and David Steinbergs, and their catchy, upbeat pop rock song and their humorous, often irreverent lyrics. They've released several albums, and they've even placed singles on the charts, on the Canadian music charts. And they've been compared to bands like the Beach Boys, the Beatles, and the Kinks. And they have very witty, clever lyrics, and they focus on themes such as relationships, technology, and pop culture. They've been performing all over the world, and open for some bands like the Tragically Hip, Bare Naked Ladies, and the Weatherthens. So, in addition to the music, they're also known as humorous, irreverent music videos, often feature the group performing in silly costumes and situations. They've been praised for their energetic, entertaining live performances, and they have audience participation. So, talented, entertaining group that's built a loyal following. Another group I want to mention along these lines, 613. So, here's the name of the
613.
song, Bohemian
Sure.
Hanukkah. So, it may sound like another song you've heard of by
I thought
Queen.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, exactly. So, this is a Hanukkah version of the Queen classic. And
Oh,
so they're
wow.
an interesting band. 613 is a Jewish a cappella group that was formed at Yeshiva University in New York City. So they recorded this in 2011, and it's the unique adaptation of the Queen's classic hit Bohemian Rhapsody. The song is a medley of traditional Hanukkah songs. But what's interesting about it is they've completely changed it to explain what Hanukkah is, but using Bohemian Rhapsody as
Wow.
the background. Very clever, very interesting. And of course, there's a whole passel of Hanukkah music in addition to the ones that I've mentioned. So there's the Klezmer Conservatory Band, and there's bands like that. The Maccabees, which is a cappella Hanukkah song, and others. So the Maccabees, named after obviously the Maccabean brothers. It's the Hanukkah story. So bands along those lines. The Jewish Music Group is a leading label. They produce all kinds of albums along these lines for Hanukkah and during the season. So great stuff to look at. So in conclusion, there's a mix of traditional and modern songs, but sure to get you in the mood for the season and of course for Hanukkah as well.
Very well said, Mr. Mike. Very well said. So, what can we conclude about the importance of seasonal wintry songs?
I'd say that they keep a special place in our hearts, even though they don't mention Christmas. They remind us that winter is more than just a backdrop for holiday celebrations, a time of reflection, connection, joy, and fun. It's their sense of community, inviting people from all backgrounds to come together and enjoy the magic of the season. And they remind us of the weatherly changing conditions during the season and the impact it can have on our emotions and feelings. So, one of the greatest strengths of these winter themed songs is their ability to unite people across different traditions. Not everyone celebrates Christmas or the true meaning, but winter is a shared experience for all. So, many of these songs appeal to a broad audience, transcending specific practices. And in this way, seasonal songs can be a reflection of varying moods appropriate for the wintry season. So, it evokes memories and emotions. And of course, music has that unique power. Seasonal songs transport us to a cherished time spent with family, friends, or a loved one. So, whether it's building snowmen, sipping hot cocoa by the fire, taking long walks in the snow, or spending time with that special someone, these songs encapsulate the feelings of nostalgia and joy. And we can relive those experiences time after time. It's a time of reflection and mindfulness. So, not all of life is upbeat and cheery. Wintry songs are a reflection of how people experience the holidays in various ways. So I'd say seasonal songs that celebrate winter without mentioning Christmas offer a beautiful, reflective way to embrace the spirit of the season. As we gather with loved ones during this time of year, songs remind us of the beauty of connection, the warmth of love, and the joy of being simply present. So whether it's classic tunes, contemporary ballads, fun songs, it all continues to resonate with audiences for generations. So I'd say in conclusion, let's turn up the volume, let the snow fall, and enjoy the melodies that make this season truly special.
Yes, turn up the volume, turn on, and give us a big, big cheering squad for those songs. Thank you so much for entertaining us. Thank you for the melody. Thank you for the lyrics that make us happy. So before we go on, Mr. Mick, I please do listen to my other podcast, Book
Yes,
101
indeed.
review on my fourth season. I don't know, fifth season already, people. Please do listen to my feature author of the month of December, Miss Kat Rambo, award-winning author. So, Mr. Mick, do you have something to plug in?
Sure. Thanks for the opportunity, Mr. Daniel. So, of course, listen to my podcast, the Doctor of Digital podcast, of course, Music 101, where we are. And I'd like to have people join me and learn more about my background. I am the Idea to Author Coach on Facebook. I help business leaders, CEOs, and entrepreneurs break through their obscurity through written presentations, building credibility and authority. That's the Idea to Author Coach on Facebook. And of course, Mr. Daniel wants me to always talk about books. I got Burning America and also
Yes.
On Track Ian Hunter, available on Amazon. And as Mr. Daniel always says, more books coming.
Yes, more empowering books to come. I'm looking forward for Miss Aretha
Yes,
Franklin.
someday.
Someday, yes, people, the joy of winter seasonal songs lies in their ability to capture the scene and transformative essence of the season. These melodies often reflect the quiet beauty of snowfalls, the crispiness of a frosty air, and the stillness that blankets the world.
Beautiful.
Yes, so Mr. Make, another great episode, and we are looking for Christmas.
Yes, we are. Thank you, Mr. Daniel. Day is full.
Yes, yes, more to come, people. See you soon.
All
Also,
right.
Mr. Make,